Good morning, and welcome to Arsenal BG Ballpark here in Sauget, Illinois, as we're about to get set for Game 2 of a three-game series between the Gateway Grizzlies and the Evansville Otters. Well, the Otters ended up dropping a blowout performance for Gateway yesterday. It was a final score of 16-1, as they ended up scoring one in the second, one in the third, nine in the fourth, three in the sixth, and two in the seventh in order to get those 16 runs on 15 hits, as Ben Gregory on the pitching side put together a fantastic performance. 7 scoreless, didn't walk anybody, struck out 5, only gave up 5 hits. The Otters did end up getting one in the ninth to avoid getting shut out, but overall a game to forget for Evansville as they try to even the series here on this Wednesday morning. Not afternoon, it's morning, 10:45 Central Standard Time. Otters are 6-5 in day games so far this season. They really haven't played too many of them, considering the fact that the Otters at home play their Sunday games at night, or later in the day, at least at 5:05 up until August. So they haven't played too many day games. And also on Wednesdays, the Otters are 1-6. They did get that first win, though, on a Wednesday last week against the Wild Things. The Otters now have lost the first game of their last two series and have come back to win the next two in order to beat Washington 2 of 3 and Joliet 2 of 3. So hopefully the Otters can do the same thing here against Gateway after dropping game 1 yesterday, taking a couple straight before we head back home to play against Sussex County. Starters are Ben Petschke for the Otters. It is a 5.83 ERA and 46 and a third innings. On the other side, it's Blake Payton, the lefty starter for Gateway. They'll look to match what Gregory did yesterday. He has a 4.33 ERA, 27 innings pitched, as he is more recently a starter. Hasn't gone too far in his starts. Has pitched against the Otters twice so far this season. He's going to look to get Gateway the series win and look for a sweep tomorrow. Tomorrow's also going to be a night game. It'll be a 6:30, just like it was yesterday. But this morning, it's really early. It's really early. It's very early, as heading onto the field are the Gateway Grizzlies. As we will take a quick break here for the anthem. Welcome to everybody here on HTN. Starting a little bit late, so we're heading straight into the anthem on the Otters Digital Network. We'll be back with more of the Otters pregame show. Evan Patoka here with you as it is an early morning game 2 of 3 here between Gateway and Evansville. Gateway's wearing their Copa jerseys, black with a Some cool colors on the sleeves and in the font of the jersey. Blake Payton getting the start here for Gateway, and he'll face off against the Otters lineup. Starting with Lynn Scott yet again, who's leading off. Monty Jones next to him. Batting second. Pearson, Logan Brown are 3 and 4 yet again. Marcos Gonzalez behind him at third base, batting fifth. LG Castillo in right field, batting sixth. And Blake Robertson, Mark Black, and TJ Salvaggio bring up the bottom three of the lineup. On the other side for the Grizzlies, it's Sawyer Smith at short leading off, with Jose Alvarez, the DH, batting second. Brendan Orff moves up to the third spot. He's at first base. Dale Thomas in the cleanup spot after his 4-hit night yesterday. Bryson Horn batting fifth at third base. Darrell Lee in right field batting sixth. And the bottom three, Mitchell Sanford and left, Otto Jones doing the catching today. And Cole Brannon, after getting the day off yesterday, is in center field. And that's what the defense is looking like. Left to right field, Sanford, Brannon, and Lee, with Horn, Smith, Thomas, and Orff third to first. Otto Jones doing the catching for Blake Payton. Our umpires for today, Wes Dunkel is behind the plate calling the balls and strikes. At first, it's Dylan Self. And at third, it's Jose Muriente. As we relook here at the Gateway defense, Otto Jones doing the catching here of the day game after Jose Alvarez got the start last night. Jones did end up coming in as a pinch hitter for Alvarez in the 8th inning, but did not play anything defensively. Now getting the start here in the day game. Only 2 catchers for the Grizzlies on their roster. Sam Linscott will lead it off here against Payton. The Otters so far this season against left-handed pitching is 13 and 5. So relatively good against left-handed pitching. There's a lot of righties in the lineup. Only 2 lefties, Logan Brown and Blake Robertson, as the first pitch will miss for ball 1 at 10:49 a.m. The earliest start we've had this season. As that will miss, it's 2-0. Definitely won't be the last 10:45 start we have, because we have or at least start this early. We have an 11 o'clock in Mississippi, but that's in a couple weeks. 2-0 is called a strike, makes it 2-1. Payton in his last outing was against Mississippi on the 2nd. He threw 4 innings, gave up 1 hit, 2 earned runs, walked 7. Grounder foul. Now, Payton currently at a 4.33 ERA, 27 innings, 23 walks compared to 22 strikeouts. The walks have been a big issue for him this season, as well as a decent amount of the pitchers on Gateway's squad. Already in a full count here against Lynn Scott to lead off the game. Payoff. There's a base hit into left center field. Good start for Lynn Scott, as he's going to try for 2. Throw into second base is not in time, and Lynn Scott leads off the game with a double. Good start here for the Otters in the first inning, as Lynn Scott gets his 4th double of the year. Runner in scoring position to start, as Amani Jones will try to bring in the first run of the day for the Otts. Jones batting from the right side today against the lefty starter in Payton. He's batting from the right side against Galva yesterday when he came in for Gregory after he threw his 7th scoreless. Ended up getting the victory there. Showing bunt, but pulls it back as it's low for ball 1. Two games for Payton against the Otters this season. One on the 21st of May. 5 innings, 2 earned runs, 4 walks, earned the loss. One of his 2 as the bunts drop down, but it goes foul. Makes it 1-1. Well, big shout out to everybody who's listening on YouTube, watching it on HTN. It's a Wednesday morning, so I would assume most people are at work right now, maybe watching, sneaking in a game. So we do appreciate everybody who's tuning in right now. 1-1, bunt showed again, but it's pulled back as it's inside for ball 2. 27th for Peyton against the Otters. 5 innings, 2 earned runs, 6 walks, 4 strikeouts, but still earned the win in that one. He's walked 6+ in 2 games. Also spent some time on the IL. Missed most of June. 2-1. Bunt showed again. This one dropped down in fair territory this time. Otto Jones will throw to first in time. And a successful sac bunt is moving to third is Lynn Scott. Now he's 90 feet away from the first run for the Otters. With 1 out, that'll bring up Dennis Pierce to try and bring him in. Otters only managed 1 run yesterday, knocking on the door of getting the run here in the first. As the first pitch called a strike, inside edge there. Dennis Pierce hit his 14th double yesterday, but ended up finishing the game 1 for 4. So that one's a little outside. Makes it 1-1. Pierce in his last 5 games, 5 for 17, has a homer, a double, 2 RBIs, 2 walks, and 4 strikeouts. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, fastball, challenging him there with the fastball, and now it's 1-2. Runners in scoring position so far. Dennis Pierce hitting .239. Has a lot of good hitting, though, 2 outs. There is only 1 here, though. Anything to the outfield definitely could score Lynn Scott from third. Misses high. Now the 2-2 pitch from Peyton. Trying to get a big out number 2 here. Pitch is fouled away. Foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. As Pierce stays alive, it'll remain at 2-2 against Peyton. Lynn Scott still over there at third. Another 2-2. Inside, straightens him up. It's 3-2. Walk puts runners at the corners with 1 out for Logan Brown. Hitter's timeout called by Dennis Pierce. Hitting at a 302 now. 47th game. Big gap in the middle. Payoff from Peyton is outside for ball 4. Good take from Pierce as he takes the walk. And Dennis Pierce, will take the walk. Logan Brown will step in. Logan Brown hit his 100th double of his professional career yesterday. He has a hit in his last 7 games. Now a chance to bring in the first run, but the Otters did ground into 3 double plays yesterday. I'm going to try and avoid a hard grounder. Bunt is showed. We've seen a lot of squeeze plays from Logan Brown, and this might not be any different. Push Orf first all the way up into the infield grass. 1-0, showing bunt again. Drops it down. Lynn Scott will head to the plate as tagging Logan Brown is the pitcher Peyton. And a run comes in. Another successful sacrifice for Logan Brown, and the Otters strike first. It's 1-0. I'm not sure I've seen a squeeze play from Logan Brown that hasn't worked yet. Logan Brown, just a very good bunter. Advancing to second as well was Pierce, so now he's in scoring position with 2 outs, a run in. Good small ball in the first inning for the Otters. The bunt dropped down to advance Lynn Scott to third by Amani Jones, and then Logan Brown bunts him in. 0-1 is in the turf, makes it 1-1 to Gonzalez. The Otters have matched their run total from yesterday here in the first. Going to possibly get that run home from second. First inning and the second inning is where Peyton has kind of been the least successful. That's a grounder into left field for a base hit. Rounding third is Pierce. Here comes the throw to the plate. It is in time. Good throw in left field from Sanford as he's able to get Pierce at home for out number 3. Almost grabbed that second run. We're not able to do so. We'll head to the bottom of the first, though. The Otters do strike first. It's 1-0 on the Otters Digital Network. First inning is brought to you by the Mesker Park Zoo and Botanical Gardens. Visit the Mesker Park Zoo at 1545 Mesker Park Drive in Evansville, Indiana. Otters with a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first as Ben Petschke will have a lead before he even throws a pitch. Petschke had what is most likely his best outing of the season here at Arsenal BG. It was the longest outing still by an Otter this season. He went 8 innings on May 28th against Gateway, gave up 2 runs, 5 strikeouts, ended up getting the win in the 8-2 victory by the Otters. Let's take a look at the defense here by the Otters. Robertson in left field with Linscott in center, Castillo in right. Third to first, Gonzalez, Salvaggio, Jones, and Pierce. Mark Black doing the catching. Logan Brown caught yesterday, and he is now the DH today. Sawyer Smith, Jose Alvarez, Brennan Orff leading off in the bottom of the first. First pitch from Petschke is called a strike, and it's 0-1 here to Sawyer Smith. Smith ended up going 1 for 5. Scored a run in his last 3 games. 0-1 check swing, and he did not go. Jose Miriente over at third base said he did not go on that one. Otters dugout, not a big fan of that call. 1-1. Grounder over to first. Dennis Pierce will flip it to Petschke, who tags the bag for out number 1. So overall, the check swing call didn't matter. It ends up being out number 1 either way, and that'll bring up Jose Alvarez. 6 lefties in the lineup yet again for Gateway. Smith, Orff, Horn, Lee, Sanford, and Brannon. Jose Alvarez had himself a 3-hit day yesterday. 3 for 5, a run, and a run driven in. As the first pitch is going to miss for ball 1. One 0 pitch here is called a strike. Makes it 1-1. Last 5 for Alvarez, 6 for 18. Run driven in, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Down the line, it's going to go foul off the netting near the Grizzlies bullpen. You see everybody there in matching shirts. We're starting at 10:45 because it's a big day for summer camps to come to the ballpark today. See one right behind home plate there, but there's a lot of them spread out across the stadium. Chopper to second base. Samani Jones will throw to first in time for out number 2. Good positioning from Jones right there, able to get that one up the middle. First two retired in the first inning for Petschke, and that will bring up Brendan Orff. Sitting a lot lower in the lineup yesterday, just hitting 6th. Now here, moving up to the 3 spot after hitting his first Grizzlies home run in a 2-for-3 day yesterday. Drove in 3 runs, also walked twice, so ended up reaching 4 times. As for the first pitch will miss for ball 1. Back-to-back multi-hit games for Orff after a 2-for-4 day on Sunday against Quebec. Called a strike, it's 1-1. Orff, not too many statistics with the Grizzlies. At home, though, he's hitting .333 compared to a .263 on the road, as that one's high and in for ball 2. Petschke trying to throw 1-2-3 first inning, keep the Otters in control of the 1-0 lead. 2-1. Little inside, makes it 3-1. Petschke, 26 walks compared to 30 strikeouts. Both of these starting pitchers have had issues with location this season. 3-1. Right at Marcos as he makes the catch. The liner is out, number 3. 1-2-3 first inning for Ben Petschke. Good start for the Otters. They're up 1-0. As we'll head to the second on the Otters digital network. Bit of an interesting situation here as we enter the top of the second inning. Blake Payton is out of the game. Only after the first inning, he gave up that run, and he has been taken out. So it is going to be a bullpen game, a surprise bullpen game for Gateway, as Xander Levin will look to come in here for long relief. 1 inning, 2 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, no strikeouts for Payton in that 1 inning of work. So it'll be a new pitcher here, Xander Levin, to face off against LG Castillo, Blake Robertson, and Mark Black to lead off the top of the second inning. 0-1, a little high, makes it 1-1 against LG, who in his last 5 games, 5 for 19, but mentioned on Sunday, he was basically the majority of the reason they ended up sweeping that doubleheader against Joliet with some clutch hits, including that home run in the 7th that put the Otters up 2-1. Sort of ended up getting 2 saves on Sunday. Hopefully we see him today, because that means we're leading. 2-1 is low, and it's ball 3. So Xander Levin so far this season is at a 9.20 ERA, 30 1/3 innings. 0-3 record he's been in the bullpen. But usually not in long relief, as that's a grounder over to third. Bryson Horn will throw to first in time for out number 1. Blake Robertson now up. First lefty to face off here against Lovin. Lovin has a four-seam fastball, curve, slider, changeup, four-pitch mix for him. There's a base hit into right field on the first pitch for B-Rob as he hits a single. Third hit of the day here for the Otters as the offense is looking good to start off here in Game 2. Robertson now has a hit in 10 of his last 11 games. This man on first here with one out for Mark Black. Mark Black didn't play yesterday. His last game was in Game 2 of the doubleheader on Sunday. He went 0 for 3 with a strikeout. 2 for his last 19. Those two hits both came on the 1st of July against Washington. Hit a double, drove in a run. 1-0 is called a strike. It's 1-1. Robertson on first, not a base stealer. Getting covered over there, though, by Orff. One. That is lined right at short as Smith will make the catch. Heading back to first is Robertson. And that's out number 2 here in the top of the second inning. Lovin was a starter when he faced off against the Otters. Ended up throwing 4 innings, giving up 7 hits, 5 earned runs. Got the loss on May 28th against Evansville. First pitch a little high to Salvaggio, who hitting in the 9 spot yet again. This is his 38th game in the number 9 spot of the lineup. He's been producing well. What other team can say they have an all-star as a number 9 hitter? That one will get past Jones, and taking second base is Robertson. So he moves into scoring position. So the Otters try to extend the lead here in the top of the second inning. One of Lovin's 3 losses were against the Otters. One was against Washington as well. Back-to-back games. Grounder over to third. Horn will toss it on over to first in time for out number 3. A scoreless first inning in relief for Xander Lovin. Otters do still lead at 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the second on the Otters Digital Network. Second inning brought to you by J.E. Shekel Armor Protection. Founded in 1978, J.E. Shekel is the Tri-State's premier residential commercial industrial service and construction company. Otters are up 1-0 in the bottom half of the second inning. Ben Petschke threw a 1-2-3 bottom of the first. So he'll face off now against Thomas, Horn, and Lee to start the second inning. Petschke, 24, from Wexford, Pennsylvania, the Pittsburgh region, kind of near where the Washington Wild Things play. A lot of guys on Evansville roster from Pennsylvania. We've mentioned that a few times already. Last start was on the second against Washington, 5 1/3, 3 earned runs, 7 strikeouts, though, earned the win in the 10-3 victory by the Otters. First pitch grounder to Amani Jones at second base. He'll throw to first in time for out number 1. Nice, efficient 1 pitch, 1 out to start the bottom half of the second inning. Bryson Horn will stand in. Bryson Horn is having a pretty rough start to the month. He's 2 for 25 so far in July. One of those hits, though, did come yesterday. 1 for 6 overall in the blowout win for Gateway. 1-0 is called a strike. Bryson Horn now hitting it at 240. 201st at bat as that one's hit up the middle off the glove of a diving Salvaggio into center field, and a base hit for Horn as he's now 3 for 26 in July and has a hit in his last 3 games. First hit of the day for Gateway. I'll bring up Darrell Lee here with a runner on first and 1 out. Lee had a very good day yesterday, ended up reaching in all 5 of his at-bats. Went 2 for 2 with 3 walks. Also hit his first professional homer over the short porch in right field. That solo homer finished off the 9-run inning in the 4th yesterday for Gateway offensively. Put him up 11-0 at the time. 0-1. Fastball a little high and outside for ball 1. Lee from Troy, Alabama, a little bit south of Montgomery. Spent a couple of years of his college career in Alabama, Coastal Alabama Community College, for a couple seasons before going to Bethune-Cookman. Grounder over to second, throw to Salvaggio for 1, on to first, and it's a double play. 4-6-3 DP, and it's another 1-2-3 inning for Petchke, as he has faced the minimum through 2 innings. We'll head to the third, 1-0 Otters on the Otters Digital Network. Top of the third inning here in Sauget. 1-0 Otters as it's back to the top of the lineup, leading off for the Otters. Linscott, Jones, and Pierce. Top 3 of them, along with Logan Brown, manufacturing that first run in the first inning. Shows bunt and pulls it back as that's high and inside for ball 1. One 0 here from Xander Lovin came into the game. So that one's a little high for Peyton, who only managed to throw an inning before getting taken out. 11 Gonna have to do some long relief here. Oh, and that hits Lynn Scott right in the face area. Inside fastball at 88, and both trainers come rushing out to see if he's okay. Might have hit the helmet there for Lynn Scott. He's up pretty quickly. He's got the cover there and knocked his helmet clean off. The trainers are going to look at him, make sure he's okay, but it will be a hit by pitch to start off the third inning, as Lynn Scott will reach for the second time. He seems to be okay. Might have just been a little startled by that one. Very quick to get up was Lynn Scott, as he will stay in the game. Luckily, I think it might have just clipped the helmet a little bit. Not too much damage, maybe just a little bit of shaking around the noggin. See it. But he is okay, and he's going to stay in the game. He's at first now with nobody out for Amani Jones. Didn't hit from the right side for too long, only that one at bat. Had a sac bunt that advanced Lynn Scott to third. First pitch to Jones is swung on and missed for strike one. So Lynn Scott's now reached twice after doubling and scoring in the first inning. Now he's on first yet again. Wind blowing right to left field. Could be good for the righties. Try and get it over that wall in left field. High chopper down the first base line, foul. 0-2 here against Jones. Swung on and missed. Taking second base is Lynn Scott, though, as Amani Jones strikes out, but advancing into scoring position is Lynn Scott on the wild pitch. First K for Lovin, first K for Gateway pitching today. And with one out, Lynn Scott's on second for Dennis Pierce. Pierce walked, ended up getting thrown out at home after the single by Marcos Gonzalez. First pitch here from Lovin with Lynn Scott on second base, as that one's low for ball one. 1-0 Otters here in the top of the third inning. 11:19 Central Standard Time here, as it's an early one today. 1-0. Slow curveball called strike one, as Pearson a 1-1 count here. We're going to drive in run number 38 this season. 1-1. Over to Andy McCauley at third base. Foul will make it 1-2. Lovin 23 walks compared to 13 strikeouts. The location has been a little lacking for him. 1-2 is lined into left field. It's going to go foul, though. That one was so low and inside. Crazy that he even made contact on that pitch, let alone hit it all the way to the lawn out in left field. Pierce ends up staying alive here, and it stays at 1-2 against Lovin. Another 1-2 here. Lovin, couple looks back to second, now kicks and fires. High fly ball into left field. Going back is Sanford, and he will make the catch for out number 2. Pierce just got a little under that one, as the fly out to left field makes it out number 2 in the top of the third inning. Logan Brown ended up performing another successful squeeze play in his first at-bat, scoring Lynn Scott from third. Has him at second now with 2 outs. Logan Brown now officially has more RBIs this season than he did last year in 17 less games. That's up the middle into center field for a base hit. Lynn Scott's rounding third. Here comes the throw from center. It is not in time as it's bobbled, and Logan Brown's going to try and head for third as it gets past Jones. Logan Brown advances the extra couple bases as a run comes in, and it's 2-0 Otters. So it will be a single for Logan Brown, an RBI one at that. He's driven in both runs today for the Otters. He'll advance to second on the run, and then the error will advance him to third. So Logan Brown is driven in Lynn Scott for both runs today. Now Gonzalez, runner on third and 2 outs. A little high. It's 2-0 to Gonzalez. So Logan Brown, his first hit of the day. Second RBI, up to 35 now this season. 2-0. Fly ball. It's going to get out of play, foul. Concourse. Look out. Always very scary when it lands in the concourse. Just nobody's paying attention over there. Smart base runner for Logan Brown, advancing to second on the throw and getting all the way to third on the error. As it gets past Jones all the way to the boards. Ends up now 90 feet away from a third run today. "3-1 is in the turf for ball 4, and Marcos Gonzalez takes the walk, puts runners at the corners with 2 outs for LG Castillo. Castillo grounded out to third in his first at-bat. He was the first guy to face off against Lovin today. First pitch misses a little high, and it's 1-0. So Logan Brown at third, Marcos Gonzalez at first, 2 outs. So it's another 2-out RBI for the Otters. Inside, and it's 2-0 here to LG for Logan Brown. That is his 16th RBI with 2 outs. 2-0 is high, and that's ball 3. Walk would load the bases for Blake Robertson, who already has a base hit against Lovin today. Not able to locate here in the last 2 batters, as that one will miss, and it's a 4-pitch walk to LG that will load the bases here in the third. Great chance here for B-Rob to try and extend the lead, as we'll have a mound visit here. Take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard, because there's surprisingly a decent amount of games that are going on right now, even though it's 11:25 in the morning. Sussex beating Lake Erie 2-0 in the second inning. Windy City and Schaumburg, still no score in the second inning. Washington and Florence are in the 7th. Really? They're in the 7th already? Wow. New York beating down East 5-2 in the 5th. They're tied at 3, by the way, Washington and Florence. A lot of games in the morning here on this Wednesday. It's very odd. First pitch swung on and missed by Robertson. It's 0-1. So Logan Brown's on third. Marcos Gonzalez is on second. LG Castillo is on first. A run already in here for the Otters as they lead it 2-0. 0-1 is called a strike, and it's 0-2 to Robertson. Singled in the second inning, advanced to second, but did not go any further than that. The 0-2 here from Lovin. Fouled back as Robertson stays alive, goes off the netting right to Mark Black, who's standing in the on-deck circle. 2 runs, 4 hits for the Otters so far today. Lovin a chance to get out of it with just the 1 run given up, but that one's low in the turf, and it's 1-2. 2 walks puts his walk total up to 25 now with 14 strikeouts. And that's been the catalyst for Lovin's ERA spiking to all the way to 9.20 is the walks and the hits that he's given up. Gives up a lot of contact. 1-2. Another one low. Evens the count at 2 apiece. There's some dark clouds that are showing up here in Sauget. Might get some rain. You never know. You never know. 2-2. Fouls one off himself, and Robertson stays alive yet again. 92 on the fastball for Lovin, and just trying to get that third out. Another 2-2 here with the bases loaded. Another low one, and it's 0-2 to 3-2 for Robertson. A walk here would put the cherry on top of a fantastic AB from Robertson, and another run coming in. Gotta stay alive here as the rain starts falling. Coming down quite slowly right now, but the clouds are moving up. 3-2. Grounder up the middle right at Smith, who was shifted perfectly as the throw on to first is in time for out number 3. So Lovin does get out of the jam, but a run comes in on the RBI single for Logan Brown. Bottom of the third, 2-0 Otters on the Otters Digital Network. Third inning is brought to you by Precision Pest and Wildlife. Every great team brings precision to the field. We bring it to your home and business. Call 812-993-3341 or visit precisionpestwildlife.com. Let's elevate the standard together. Ben Petchke now pitching with a 2-run lead as the Otters lead at 2-0. Petchke has done a good job facing the minimum so far through 2. He's given up the single to Bryson Horn, but got Darrell Lee to ground into the 4-6-3 double play to end the second inning. Now to be the bottom 3, though. Sanford, Jones, Brannon to lead off against Petchke. Their first times hitting today. Starting with Sanford, who is coming off of a 1-for-2, walked, hit a 2-run homer, ended up driving in 3 runs in total yesterday. Now has 5 homers and 26 RBIs on the season. First pitch called a strike, and it's 0-1 to Sanford. Last 5 games, he's 2-for-18 with that home run yesterday. 4 RBIs. He's struck out 9 times, and now he has a strikeout in his last 14 games. But he gets a base hit here into the gap in right center field. He's going to try and head for 2 as that one's going to get off the fence. And Sanford has himself a leadoff double to start off the bottom of the third. Clouds are really coming in here from both sides, actually. The middle half, center field is clear. Both sides, they're kind of converging in here, so the rain is coming. And you can kind of see it right in front of the press box that it is starting to come down a little bit. 0-1. As Otto Jones is up. Shows the bunt, drops it down, but it's foul. Oh, and 1. Otto Jones came in as a pinch hitter yesterday. Ended up striking out, though, coming in for Alvarez. 0-1. Shows bunt, pulls it back, and it's a little outside for ball 1. Pierce over at first, converging. Same with Gonzalez at third. 1-1. He shows bunt yet again, pulls it back, and he flies one out into right field. That's going to get out of play, foul. Makes it 1-2. Now Petchke trying to now get out of a jam here after giving up the leadoff double to Sanford. Be a big first out here if he can get Otto Jones. One, 2 here from Petchke. Another one fouled away. It's going to get into the stands near where the summer camp's at. Still 1-2. Sanford over at second base. That double his 5th of the season. 3 of his doubles came in 3 straight games between the 17th and 19th of June. 1-2. High fly ball into shallow right field. Pierce will run out of room there. And it's 1-2 still against Otto Jones as he continues to stay alive. One, 2. Fly ball into right center field. Linscott will give way to Castillo, who makes the catch. Tagging for third and getting there safely is Sanford, and he moves 90 feet away from the first run of the day for Gateway on the fly out to right field for Jones. So 1 out runner at third, and that will bring up the bottom of the order in Cole Brannon. As Gateway has somebody warming in the bullpen here for Xander Lovin after giving up that run. It's going to be a bullpen day, an impromptu bullpen day. So they're going to need all the arms they can get here. First pitch to Brannon is high and in for ball 1 as he ducks out of the way of that one. Guy in the bullpen right now is Andrew Rust, the new signing for Gateway. Signed yesterday after Tate Wargo got placed back on the 7-day IL. That swung on and missed. It's 1-1. Brandon got the day off yesterday. He has a hit in his last 3. Got a hit in every game in the series against Quebec, including a homer on Saturday on the 4th of July. Drove in 2 runs there. He's hitting at a .233 in 47 games. 1-1 is called a strike, and it's a really nice breaking ball for Petchke. That makes it 1-2. One-two pitch here from Petchke. Trying to get a big out number 2. Fights one off. It's a bouncer over to short. Salvaggio throw to first is going to get past Pierce, but good hop off the wall, though. Stops Brandon from advancing. That will be a base hit for Brandon. That will bring in a run, and it's 2-1 as Gateway is on the board here in the bottom of the 3rd. Rain continues to come down here. It's coming down a little bit harder than usual now. Looks like a bit of an isolated storm, but still a storm nonetheless. They're continuing to play, though, so it's not too bad. Runner goes on the first pitch. Throw to second base is Not in time. So Brandon steals second base, almost overslid the bag as the turf is getting a little slippery out there. Now 10 for 11 on steals, and the tying run is now at second base. Rain really coming down here. 1-0 is called a strike, makes it 1-1. Sawyer Smith, top of the lineup, back up for the second time against Petchke. Hit a double. Sorry, no, grounded out to first. Sanford led off the inning with a double. 1-1. Check swing did go around, and it's 1-2. Now Petchke trying to make sure the Otters keep the lead here in the third inning. So the rain continues to fall. I have to check the weather app, see how long this thing's going to last for. Still clear in center field, but the rain is coming down as those clouds are bringing it. 1-2 is a little outside. Evens the count up at 2-2. Said it's supposed to rain for the next hour here in Sauget. It's according to the weather app. Can never really predict the weather perfectly, but it is raining currently. That one slipped away from Petchke, and it gets past Mark Black. Heading to third is Brannon. I need a new baseball there as Petchke. A little too wet, and he's wasn't able to keep control of that one. Got way past Mark Black. 3-2 here now to Smith. Now with the runner at third and one out. Payoff here from Petchke. Grounder to first, snag. Throw to home is not in time as Brandon makes it there safely. And the ground out from Smith does bring in that tying run. It's 2-2 as the speed from Brandon. He was going instantly on contact there. He does have a lot of good speed, able to avoid the tag from Mark Black, and the RBI ground out makes it a 2-2 game. Alvarez bunts foul, and it's 0-1. Alvarez has a grounder to second in his first at-bat. 0 for 1 so far today. Still a decent amount of people out staying in the stands even with the rain. Oh, 1 here from Petchke. Grounder down the first base line, foul. I feel like usually the cameras make it seem like it's raining a lot harder than it is. It's really not as bad as you can see on home team. The cameras make it seem like we're in a tornado warning, but no, it's not too bad. It's not heavy rain. It's just coming down is all. 1-2's fouled away. Foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. Alvarez now hitting it at .338 coming into today after his 3 hits yesterday. All of them were singles. One of them brought in a run. Another 1-2. Another grounder down the third base line, foul. Alvarez, a Venezuelan native. Third season with Gateway. So that one is in the turf. Evens the count at 2-2. Alvarez, like Petchke, was in the Astros organization for a little bit. Was also Alvarez with the Cardinals organization. Claimed off of waivers from Asheville. That'll miss. Makes it ball 3 as Petchke might have slipped off the mound a little bit. Payoff here with 2 outs as Petchke tries to get out of it here. 2 runs have already scored, though, for Gateway. 3-2 grounder over to short. Salvaggio spins and fires, and that one's going to get away from Dennis Pierce. A couple of wild throws here, but it will be called a base hit for Alvarez. So he continues his hot hitting. His hot hitting for average as well. Now both teams with 2 runs on 4 hits. The one error, though, for Gateway, the difference in the RHE category. No runner on first. 2 outs for Brendan Orff. Wind blowing to the complete other side now. It was right to left, now it's left to right. Will benefit the lefties now, especially Brendan Orff, who hit a homer yesterday. In his first at-bat, he lined out over to Gonzalez at third base. 1-0 is called a strike. Two hits, 2 runs. Two-two game here in the bottom of the third. Grounder foul. It makes it 1-2 here against Orff. He was with the Vancouver Canadians in High A up until June 9th, in which he got released. He was with Vancouver as well in 2025. Only played 18 games because he was placed on the full season injured list on June 3rd. Missed the rest of the year. 1-2. Little low. A little outside. It's 2-2. He was with Vancouver as well in 2024. Most of the season there. But it was sent on rehab after getting injured to the Florida Complex League as well as the Dunedin Blue Jays in Single A. 2-2 is called strike 3, and Orff goes down looking. First K of the day for Petchke, but Gateway brings in 2 runs to tie the game up as we will head to the 4th, 2-2 on the Otters Digital Network. New pitcher into the game for the first time in a Grizzlies uniform. Andrew Rust is on the mound. Rust has had a very interesting career in terms of pitching, as he has not pitched besides this season since 2022. He was with the Idaho Falls Shoe Cars in the early stages of June. Played 3 games with them in the Pioneer League. One against Ogden through his scoreless frame, through 2 scoreless, or sorry, gave up an earned run against Ogden on June 6th, and then gave up an earned run in 0.0 innings, infinite ERA outing. Those are the only 3 games that he played with Idaho Falls before getting released. Signed with Gateway yesterday, and he's making his first appearance here. First pitch is over the head of Mark Black as he has to duck out of the way. Mark Black, when leading off an inning, is hitting 300. It's a very short sample size, only 3 for 10, but still pretty good when leading off. Russ is 26 years old from New Bern, North Carolina, as that one will hit Mark Black. So a couple of inside pitches, and starting off with the hit by pitch of Mark Black, he'll head to first. Third guy to lead off here with a reach. Second to lead off with a hit by pitch for the Otters today. As quick mound visit, though, between Jones and Rust. Rust was with Wake Forest his entire collegiate career, but only pitched in one of those 4 seasons. That was in 2019. He only threw 1 1/3 innings, but did not appear in a game in 2020, 2021, or 2022, and not pitched since until this year with Idaho Falls, as that one will miss, and it is 1-0. Dylan Zentko is in the bullpen warming. Possible long relief for him, as we're still only here in the 4th inning. 1-0 is going to miss for ball 2, so no strikes yet thrown by Rust. Rust was teammates with Mark Black in 2022 with Wake Forest. He didn't appear in a game, but ends up hitting his former college teammate with a 92 fastball. A little bit of a rude awakening for Mark Black. We'll have a quick mound visit here with the rain still coming down. Not hard enough to warrant a delay quite yet, but we'll keep monitoring it and see if it slows down a little bit or it keeps going. Might be some nerves here for Rust. First Pioneer League season. Did pitch with Idaho Falls 3 games, but nothing quite to this scale for him. Did play a season in the Valley League as well in 2019 after those few games with Wake Forest. The Harrisonburg Turks, he pitched 3 2/3 innings, gave up 5 earned, 11 walks compared to 7 strikeouts. So not too much in terms of statistics on Rust, but came into a tryout for Gateway and ended up making the team. Struggling so far to start off his first outing. He's got a 4-pitch mix. 2-0 is low for ball 3. He has a 4-seam fastball, sinker, curve, and slider. We've mostly only seen the fastball so far, and he has been unable to locate. Inside, and that's ball 4. Salvaggio will walk on 4 pitches. Still not a strike thrown by Rust through 6 pitches. 4th walk issued by Gateway pitching. At 6 overall free passes, as Gateway already has somebody warming up in the bullpen. Alex Sparks is warming in the bullpen for Gateway, as that one will miss for ball 1 to Linscott at the top of the lineup. Another walk here, and I think Rust's day might end quite early in his first outing with Gateway. 1-0. That will miss. So 8 straight balls here to start off the inning for Rust. Walk would load the bases for Amani Jones. Orf at first is up on the infield grass. That will miss, and it's 3-0 and make it 9 straight balls. Sparks quickly warming after that second batter reached. 3-0 to Linscott. And another 4-pitch walk. That will load the bases. So 3 straight free passes, now 5 walks issued by Gateway pitching. As Amani Jones will step in. I think they're going to keep Rust in the game here to face off against Jones. Bases loaded, nobody out, and nobody has had to swing the bat yet in this inning. First pitch to Jones is going to miss. 11 straight balls. And we'll have another mound visit here. Sparks will come in mid at bat. 11 balls, no strikes for Rust in his Grizzlies debut, and definitely not what you want to see if you're Rust. Alex Sparks will come into the game. 1-0 count here to Amani Jones with the bases loaded and nobody out. We'll take a quick break on the Otters Digital Network. New pitcher into the game is Alex Sparks for Gateway. Sparks has a 6.44 ERA in 29 and a third innings. 0-3 record. He's given up 19 walks compared to 27 strikeouts, 33 hits, 21 earned runs. His last outing was on Sunday against Quebec. Threw an inning, gave up 3 hits, a run, a walk. Did not strike anybody out, as it looks like the rain has subsided here. So just a little bit of a short storm. I don't even know if we could really call it a storm. Just a short. As the bases are loaded here with nobody out. Monty Jones will step up. As hit by pitch and 2 walks, 11 balls. Compared to 0 strikes for Rust, and Sparks is in a dangerous situation against Amani Jones. The first pitch is called a strike, and it's 1-1 here against Jones. Oh for 2 for Jones. Sack bunt in the first inning, struck out swinging against Lovin in the third. Swung on and missed, makes it 1-2. Sparks looking to get out of a big jam here and keep the game tied up at 2. Inheriting 3 runners. Mark Black on third, Salvaggio on second, Lynn Scott at first. Nobody out here in the top of the 4th. Otters need to score. 1-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3 and a big out number 1 as Amani Jones goes down. Second strikeout issued by Gateway pitching. Now a double play ball will get out of it here for Gateway, and their first so far in turning double plays this season. Dennis Pierce will try to give the Otters the lead. First pitch from Sparks is called a strike, lower half of the zone. So far, Sparks a 5-pitch mix. 4-seam cut, slider, curve, and changeup. 0-1. Slow roller over to third. Throw on to first is in time for out number 2, but a run comes in as Mark Black comes in to score. Dennis Pierce, the RBI groundout, gives the Otters the lead back. It's 3-2. So the Otters do end up getting that lead. A couple of RBI groundouts have brought in 2 of the 3 runs for the Otters today. Second and third, 2 outs for Logan Brown. Fly ball into left field. Sanford doesn't have to move too far. He'll make the catch and that's out number 3. Overall, pretty good out of the bullpen for Sparks, as he only gives up the 1 run. Definitely could have been worse, but the Otters take the lead. The RBI ground out for Dennis Pierce makes it 3-2, as we will head to the bottom half of the 4th on the Otters Digital Network. Fourth inning brought to you by Sheet Metal Workers Local 20. For 138 years, Sheet Metal Workers have led the way in sheet metal industries like heating and air, architectural, industrial, and more. Visit smart20evansville.com for more information. Ben Petchke is out of the game. He finishes with 3 innings, 4 hits, 2 earned runs, no walks, and a strikeout. And into the game is Dylan Zentko, as Zentko possibly going to get a long relief outing here. He is a lefty, and he's facing off against a very lefty-heavy lineup in Gateway. So see how he does here. He has a 3.57 ERA in 17 2/3 innings, and is pitching with the lead 3-2. The Otters are in front. They'll actually face off against a righty first, though. It's Dale Thomas, but then 2 lefties in Bryson Horn and Darrell Lee. Top 3 leading off the bottom of the 4th. Otters have 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors. Gateway has 2 runs on 4 hits with 1 error. Dennis Pierce is down. Not too sure what happened with him. Let's see what happened here with Dennis Pierce. He ended up just falling on the ground, as trainer will come out to see Dennis Pierce. Dennis Pierce is shooing her away, but something happened with Pierce over at first base. We might have a little bit of a delay here as they see what's going on. He seems to be okay, though. Zentko, 23 years old. His birthday was a few days ago, back on July 2nd. It's from Brazil, Indiana. Brazil is in between Terre Haute and Indianapolis. But if you're talking about the country, that's a little bit south of here, on the other side of the world. Dale Thomas leads it off, as both teams are now into the bullpen. Now we'll have another delay, as there was a ball that ended up into right field. Taking a while before we get to our first pitch of the bottom of the 4th. Dale Thomas takes strike 1. Thomas 0 for 1. He grounded out to second base in his first at-bat. That was after yesterday he had a career-high 4 for 6 day. Homer, 2 RBIs, was a triple away from the cycle and almost had it, but hit one over to right field, and it one-hopped over the short wall and right. Ends up just holding him to a double. One here to Thomas. Fouled away. It's 1-2. I think there was some lightning out beyond left field. Saw a flash, not too sure what it was, though. It's gotten quite dark here in Sauget. We officially hit the afternoon, though. It's 12:01 Central Standard Time. 1-2 from Zentko. little inside. Rain's coming back. It's been a bit of off and on rain so far today. 2-2. Slow roller over to third base. Gonzalez, throw to first is in time, and that's out number 1. So 1 out here. As the rain comes back for vengeance. First lefty that Zentko will face off against today is Bryson Horn. Hit a single in the second inning, ended up getting the first of a double play at second by Darrell Lee, who's on deck now. Horn now has a single in his last 3 games and 3 for 26 in July. Slow roller to first, but it's foul, just right of the white line that's usually painted on, but now it's grassed on because of the turf field. Horn, 27 years old, from Blountstown, Florida. Population of only 2,250. That's a little bit west of Tallahassee. There's the camera making it look like it's pouring rain again, even though it's just sprinkling a little bit. 0-1. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Horn was at Georgia Highlands from 2018 to 2019, then Columbus State in 2020 before signing his minor league contract with the Braves organization. Fly ball into right field. It's right at LG Castillo, though, who makes the catch for out number 2. 1-1 off the bat of Horn, but Castillo's right there for out number 2. That'll bring up Darrell Lee. Good start here for Zentko, possibly going a few innings in relief, just like the guys on Gateway's side of things. First pitch to Lee. Lee rocking the pink sleeve on the left arm. Does match the sort of colorfulness of the uniforms. They are black, but they have a lot of color in the details. 1-0 from Zentko is called a strike. One. High and inside. Might have slipped there for Zentko. Makes it 2-1. Trying to get through this one. At this point, I don't know when the rain's coming and when it's stopping, so might as well play through it for now till it gets unsafe. Called a strike. It's 2-2 to Lee. Lee grounded into that 4-6-3 double play to end the second inning. 2-2. Grounder up the middle over to Salvaggio, who will throw to first in time as Dennis Pierce with a nice stretch at first for out number 3. 1-2-3 inning out of the bullpen for Dylan Zentko as we will head to the 5th inning. 3-2 Otters on the Otters Digital Network. Top of the 5th inning here in Sauget, as Alex Sparks is back out there for another inning of work after he had the bases loaded with one out. Ended up giving up a run on an RBI ground out by Dennis Pierce, but bases loaded, no outs, only giving up the one run is pretty good for him. In a much better spot here, though, as it'll be Gonzalez, Castillo, and Robertson to lead off in the 5th inning. See if we continue here as the rain gets a little bit heavier. Seems as though they will. First pitch from Sparks. It's a little high for ball one. Sparks, 26 years old. He's from Amite, Louisiana. Amite, population of about 4,000, a little south of the Louisiana-Arkansas border. As that will hit the zone for strike one. Rain getting just a tad bit heavier. Wind pushing over to the short porch in right field, so maybe you could see an opposite field shot. Inside, almost hits Marcos, and it's 2-1. First season with Gateway after he was traded to the Grizzlies from the Lake Country Dockhounds on March 16th, and Gonzalez is going to get looked at by a trainer here. He might have injured himself trying to get out of the way of that pitch. So we'll have another delay here. It seems like we've had a few just minor injuries for today. But everybody so far has stayed in the game, including the hit by pitches that whatever happened to Dennis Pierce at first base last half inning, and now this from Marcos. He'll face a 2-1. That is going to miss a little high, and it's 3-1. 5 walks given up by Gateway pitching. 3-1. That is ball 4. And Gonzalez will take the walk. So that is walk number 6 issued by Gateway pitching. As Gonzalez will hustle a little bit over to first and make sure that he's still okay to run. LG Castillo will come up with a man on first and nobody out. Andy McCauley might possibly make a change here. Yeah, it looks like Marcos Gonzalez is going to get taken out, probably as a precaution, because he was fine running over to first, but you don't want to injure him any further, especially here with the rain. So J.J. Cruz will head over to first, be a pinch runner. So Cruz is in at first. Gonzalez has been taken out of the game. Hopefully he's okay, and that is just a precaution. LG Castillo will stand in. He walked in his last at-bat. First pitch from Sparks is foul. I think it might have gotten a little bit of Wes Dunkel behind the plate. So Dunkel will head to the mound to give Sparks the ball, giving him some time. Rain's still coming down here as the clouds get a little darker. The clear skies that we saw beyond center field are no longer clear. They are gray. They're very gray. Sparks has had a very good stretch, though, so far in his past few outings, past few weeks. That one gets away from Jones. Throw to second. It's going to get into center field, and J.J. Cruz is going to head all the way to third. So the wild pitch will advance Cruz to second, and then the error on the throw by Jones will put Cruz now 90 feet away from extending the Otters' lead. Still nobody out. Throw might have slipped. Turf is a little bit wet, and that throw got over the head of Thomas, who was covering over at second base. So Cruz at third now with nobody out. 1-1 here to Castillo. That one gets away from Jones, but luckily out in front of the plate for Gateway. Makes it 2-1. Sparks 19 walks compared to 27 strikeouts coming into this one. He gave up 13 of his 21 earned runs in his first 4 games and hasn't given up an earned run. He's only given up 1 earned run since June 13th against Florence. 7 overall scoreless outings. Still scoreless so far because the run given up last inning was earned to Rust, but that runner on third, a little scary for him. 3-1. High fly ball. It's going to go foul, though. Foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. 3-2 to Castillo. Wind really pushing into that short porch. I'll have to work on some opposite field hitting, but Castillo will call his hitter's timeout. Wind picking up a little bit, at least a little more than usual. Game started off sunny, and all of a sudden it's very gloomy outside. Payoff from Sparks is just inside for ball 4. So back-to-back walks to lead off the 4th inning, and that'll put runners at the corners with nobody out for Blake Robertson. 7th walk issued by Gateway pitching. It's 1 from Peyton, 2 from Lovin, 2 from Rust, and now 2 from Sparks. Robertson a chance to extend the lead for the Otters. Still nobody out. Here in the top of the 5th inning, first pitch from Sparks. Castillo, a big lead over at first, but it doesn't go there as it's low for ball 1. Two errors now for Gateway, both of them by Jones behind the plate. 1-0, runner goes as the throw to second base is in time as he came off the bag. Castillo just came off the bag, overslid at second base, and he gets thrown out by Otto Jones. It was looking like he was safe up until he overslid that bag, and the tag was still applied by Thomas. So 1 out now with a runner at third. 1-1 here to Robertson as the infield moves all the way in near the grass. Just outside, it's 2-1. Robertson already has a hit today. He has a single in the 2nd inning. He's 1 for 2. Grounded out to short with the bases loaded. Another chance with runners in scoring position. 2-1. That is going to hit the zone. It's 2-2. Wind really in Robertson's favor here. 2-2. Sparks kicks and fires. Fouled off the netting. As Robertson stays alive. Remains at 2-2. Would be a big second out here, though, for Gateway. Try and keep their deficit at 1. Cruz at third. Another 2-2 from Sparks. That is just outside, and it's another full count for Sparks. 3-2. With 1 out, Sparks has already walked the first 2 batters he's seen in this inning. Luckily for Gateway, Castillo ended up getting caught stealing. Payoff from Sparks. Grounder down the first base line, foul. And Robertson stays alive, still remains at 3-2. Robertson has 3 homers, 19 runs driven in. The rain is making its way into the press box. Another 3-2 is outside for ball 4. Another great at-bat for Robertson as Sparks has walked the first 3 batters he's seen to start off the 5th inning. Rain really making its way into the box. Might have to close this window here right in front of me. Mark Black will step up to the plate. Runners at the corners, 1 out. Tries to bunt, and it's going to go foul for strike 1. So we're trying out another squeeze play here. We saw Logan Brown pull it off successfully in the first inning to put the Otters on the board first, and see if Mark Black can try it again here in the top of the 5th. The 0-1. Doesn't show bunt this time. He fouls it back to the netting, and it's 0-2. Mark Black has driven in 14 runs this season. Last RBI was on the first. Started off the season 9 for 14. Now he's at 17 for 84. So it's been a rough last month or so for Mark Black. Chance to drive in another run here, though. 0-2 pitch is called strike 3. And Mark Black goes down looking. Second K for Sparks, and he's 1 out away from somehow getting out of this big old escape act for Sparks. Does have to get out TJ Salvaggio, though, who is also a good 2-out hitter. Cruz still over at third with Robertson at first, 2 outs now. First pitch to Salvaggio. That will miss a little inside for ball 1. Still a good crowd. Not in the shade here as the rain keeps on falling. 1-0. High chopper over to short. Smith will flip to second, and that is out number 3. 6-4 as the Otters had a runner at third with nobody out and doesn't bring them across. We're halfway home here. Otters still in the lead, 3-2 on the Otters Digital Network. Fifth inning is brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings. Bottomless apps are now here. Dine in only. Visit either Evansville locations. 5405 Pearl Drive and 715 North Green River Road for details. Otters had a runner on third with nobody out. Didn't bring him across, but they still lead it 3-2 in the bottom of the 5th inning. As Zentko is back out there for another inning of work. Marcos Gonzalez out of the game after appeared he tweaked something. It might have been a little bit of a precaution, though, as J.J. Cruz took over as a pinch runner, and now he is just making the straight swap. He's at third. First pitch is called a strike to Mitchell Sanford. It's Sanford, Jones, and Brannon, the bottom 3 leading off against Zentko here in the bottom of the 5th. Otters are 20-3 when leading after 5 innings, 21-3 when leading after 4. So usually this season, when the Otters have had a lead, they have done a good job at not allowing teams to come back on them. But still, overall, a very, very slight lead, 3-2. Otters are 8-1 though in one-run games. That is in part due to the Serta experience, as that one's called strike 3. Sanford goes down looking, and that's the first strikeout of the day for Zentko. Out number 1 in the bottom of the 5th inning. I'll bring up Otto Jones. Otto Jones has committed both errors for Gateway. Decent amount of errors for Gateway, now up to 48, which is now tied with Evansville for 7th, as Zentko looked like he might have tweaked something, and the trainer is back out there. This has been a rough day in terms of injuries for the Otters. We've already seen Marcos Gonzalez get taken out of the game, maybe a precaution, but now Zentko is getting talked to by trainers, and we'll see if a switch is made here. So Zentko is going to get taken out of the game here after, looks like he's holding on to maybe the hamstring area. So quickly going to get somebody warming here. Oh, looks like Nolan Thebe isn't even going to get warmed up. He's just going to come into the game. So Zentko's going to get taken out with injury. Nolan Thebe's coming in. Shorter appearance ends prematurely for Zentko after he was pitching very well. But Nolan Thebe into the game. We'll take a quick break on the Otters Digital Network. Pitching change brought to you by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find all your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or give them a call at 812-4759-K. The Otters are currently leading it 3-2, but Dylan Zentko's bullpen outing ends prematurely after seemed to be an injury to maybe a hamstring. I don't want to guess, of course, but it didn't look like it was anything wrong with his throwing arm, which is always good, but maybe a little bit of a precautionary move again. Nolan Thebe into the game. He has a 3.27 ERA in 33 innings. Pitched in Game 2 of the doubleheader on Sunday through 1 2/3 scoreless. Ended up getting the victory after striking out 2. Very good and high leverage opportunities for Thebe, and he's coming up in the middle of an at-bat. This is the second pitching swap we've had in the middle of an at-bat today. One was for injury and one was not, as Andrew Russ came out mid at-bat after throwing 11 straight balls. Ended up bringing in the go-ahead run so far for the Otters as they lead it 3-2 in the bottom of the fifth inning. Thebe, 24 years old. 25 years old. He's from Wilsonville, Oregon. Wilsonville, a little bit south of Portland. He was at Chemeketa Community College for a season, MSU Billings for a couple years, then Jessup for his last two. William Jessup in the Sacramento area, Rockland specifically. Against Gateway last season, he had a 5 1/3 innings pitched, 2 earned runs, 7 hits, 5 walks, 4 strikeouts. Thebe is getting a longer time to warm up just because he kind of had to come out here cold. He didn't even warm up in the bullpen after a little bit of a surprising takeout of Zenko due to injury. He has pitched twice against Gateway. One time he threw an inning and a third scoreless on May 19th with a strikeout, earned the win there. He's 5-3. On the 26th against Gateway, he threw 2/3 of an inning, gave up 4 runs, but only one of them was earned, 2 walks, and earned the loss. So 2 very different outings against Gateway so far this season. We're hoping the first one is going to be a little bit more true here, as still warming up, getting a few more pitches in. We'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboards. A few games going on here. Sussex County's beating Lake Erie 2-1 in the 5th inning. Schaumburg shutting out Windy City 3-0 in the top of the 5th. 5-5 between New York and Down East in the 9th. Washington beat Florence 6-3. And they're already done with that game. It's 12:30, which is crazy. To be fair, they did start early. They're in the Eastern time zone, so. And Nolan Thebe still warming up here. He's going to get as much time as he needs because he came into the game cold. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors for Evansville. 2 runs, 4 hits, 2 errors for Gateway. And we've seen a couple guys come out of the game due to injuries. And definitely not good, but hopefully they're just sort of day-to-day type situations. Precautionary. It might also be due to the little bit of slipperiness on the turf. Is slipperiness a word? I don't know. Due to the slickness. Is slickness a word? Okay, well, I'm going to stop trying to make up words here. Middle of the at-bat, though, against Otto Jones. It's currently a 1-0 count. Otto Jones flew out to right field in his first at-bat. Back in the 3rd inning, that was against Ben Petchke. Petchke came out of the game a little bit early as well. I think we're just about to get ready here. Thebe standing at 6'4", 225. A lot of guys on Evansville that are on the taller side. So Jones, Brannon, then the top of the lineup in Smith. There is one out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 1-0 is high for ball 2. So now 2-0 count here against Jones. Jones now 1 for 11 against the Otters this season. So that one is outside for ball 3. There's somebody warming in the bullpen for Gateway now. Jake Burcham is the guy warming for Gateway. 3-0 here from Thebe is called a strike. Otto Jones, 4 for 12 in his last 5 games, has a double, 2 RBIs, 2 strikeouts. Last year, hit 250 in the Pioneer League with the Rocky Mountain Vibes, as there's a base hit. It's going to get into the gap in left center field. Playing back was Lynn Scott, so taking second on the double is Otto Jones. as he has his second double of the season. And that's the tying run now in scoring position with one out for Cole Brannon. Cole Brannon has a single in the third, stole second, advanced to third on a wild pitch, and then came home on a sharp grounder to first. So Brandon pretty much was able to manufacture a run on the base paths for Gateway. This single did bring in a run as well, brought in Mitchell Sanford. So good day offensively, just threw one at bat for Brandon as he takes a strike. Brandon, a second round draft pick in 2017 out of high school. He's from Macon, Georgia, went to the Westfield School, was a 63rd overall pick in a 2017 draft that featured guys like Dalton Varsho, Taylor Walls, Ernie Clement, Dane Myers, Jeremiah Estrada, Royce Lewis, Hunter Green, Mackenzie Gore. Wasn't the deepest draft ever in 2017, but it was definitely a good one, as there are definitely some guys that have been making some good impacts on MLB clubs. Brandon was in the Red Sox organization up until 2022. 0-2 is swung on and missed for strike three. Third strikeout for Otters pitching, first for Thebe, and that's out number 2 in the bottom of the fifth inning. Big out number 2 for Thebe, back to the top of the lineup, and Sawyer Smith. Smith is 0 for 2, but his ground out to first base drove in the tying run. At the time, Otters ended up taking the lead in the top of the fourth. Swing and a miss for strike one. Smith, second season with Gateway, was with St. Cloud State for most of his collegiate career, transferred to Kansas for 2025. 0-1. Little low. Makes it 1-1. Best season with St. Cloud State was in 2024. He hit 376. Led the Huskies of St. Cloud State in a lot of different offensive categories. 1-1 high pop up. That's going to stay in the yard. Foul ground. Dennis Pierce is under it, and he'll make the catch for out number 3. So Nolan Thebe comes in, gives up the double, but gets the next two guys out to keep the lead at 3-2. Evansville is up 1, heading to the 6th on the Otters Digital Network. New pitcher into the game for Gateway as we enter the top of the 6th inning. Jake Burcham is on the mound. Burcham has a 9 ERA in 25 innings. He has given up 35 hits, 25 earned runs. Hits have mainly been the issue, as well as the home runs. He's given up 5 homers so far this season, but threw a scoreless inning in his last outing against Quebec on Sunday. Did have an outing, though, on the 1st of July in which he threw a third of an inning, gave up 5 hits, 4 earned runs. The Otters are looking to extend the lead. They're still up 1, but definitely want to make things a little bit more comfortable for the pitching staff. Sam Linscott leads it off. It's the top of the order. Linscott, Jones, and Pierce. As Burcham is the 5th arm used out of the pen for Gateway so far today. First pitch is a fly ball into deep right field. Going back is Lee, and it is gone! Opposite field homer for Sam Linscott. On the first pitch of the inning, it's 4-2 Otters. Linscott has his 4th homer of the season. 18th RBI. There's the insurance in the 6th inning that the Otters need. That one just kept on carrying. Wind helped it out a little bit as Linscott brings in a 4th run for the Otts. I mentioned the home runs have been an issue for Burcham. That's the 6th one he's given up this season. And now Monty Jones takes a strike. First, it looked like Brandon in center field was going to get to that one, but ends up running out of room right at the fence. Fouled back quickly 0-2 here against Jones. Couple of number 12s facing off against each other here. 0-2. Up the middle over to Smith. He'll throw on to first in time for out number 1. So Linscott now 2 for 2. He's reaching all 4 of his plate appearances at the top of the order. Double hit by pitch, walk, and a homer. Dennis Pierce will stand in, leads the team in homers. Definitely a chance to get one out of the yard. Maybe another opposite field shot, just like what we saw from Linscott. That one's high and in. And it's 1-0. Burcham, 23 years old from Gilbert, Arizona. Actually just turned 24, has the same birthday as Dylan Zentko. Fouled away off to the right side. It's 1-1. Burcham went to Tarleton State for all of his collegiate career. He has a 4-seam sinker slider changeup, 4-pitch mix for him. 1-1. There's a fly ball into right field. Lee has room, and he will make the catch for out number 2. Dennis Pierce, second time he's really gone under a pitch there. He is now 0 for 3. That'll bring up Logan Brown. One run already in here. Both teams with 5 hits, but the Otters up 4-2. Logan Brown fouls one down the first base line over to the bullpen of Gateway. Burcham pitched in 2 games against the Otters, gave up 3 earned runs in both of them, and gave up a homer in both of them. So now he's given up a homer in all 3 outings against the Otters this season. Of his 25 earned runs, 15 of them came in his first 4 outings of the season. 1-1. Grounder again down the first base line, foul. 1-2. J.J. Cruz on deck as he replaced Marcos Gonzalez. 1-2. That is into center field for a base hit. Good job from Logan Brown reaching out and poking that one into center field. He's got his 2nd hit of the day. Man on first with 2 outs for J.J. Cruz. JJ Cruz into the lineup here with Gonzalez out. Gonzalez finished 1 for 1 with a walk. Oh, sorry, 2 walks. Opposite field, that's down the line and a fair ball. It's going to get all the way into the corner. Logan Brown is going to get the stop sign at third, but a double by J.J. Cruz in his first at-bat of the day puts runners on second and third with 2 outs for LG. Good piece of opposite field hitting from J.J. Cruz on the first pitch. That double, number 1 on the season for him. We'll have a mound visit here. So J.J. Cruz now has hit in his last 3 games. He was coming off of back-to-back multi-hit games. One yesterday and one on Friday against Joliet. LG Castillo's walked twice. Overall 0 for 1. He grounded out to third in his first at-bat. Hasn't gotten too many pitches to hit so far today on the offensive side of things. Oh, 1. Fly ball. Deep right field. LG. 3-run shot. Opposite field shot. LG Castillo. 4 homers in his last 5 games. Number 7 on the year, and it's 7-2 Otters here in the 6th inning. Couple of righties taking advantage of the short porch this inning, as Burcham gives up his 2nd home run of the inning, 7th overall this season. And Castillo, the home run power has really been showing the past week. Four runs in the 6th, as it's 2-0 already here against Robertson. Four homers in his last 5. Called a strike. It's 2-1. The offense coming back to life here in game 2. Taking advantage of the bullpen day for Gateway. 5th arm used. And it is a very comfortable lead. Talk about insurance. You get 4 runs here in the 6th. 2-2 here against Robertson. Stays alive. That LG shot, that was a laser into right field. And his 2nd straight opposite field homer. That one in the 7th against Joliet in game 1 of the doubleheader Sunday went to right field as well. 2-2, check swing, did not go, and it's a full count. Good take from Robertson, keeping the bat from going past the plane. Full count. That is outside for ball 4. Blake Robertson has been putting together a few very good at-bats today. Back-to-back walks for him. He's walked twice today. He's 1 for 2, and now 9 walks issued by Gateway pitching. First from Burcham. He has given up now the 4 runs, as it looks like the trainer is going to come out for Burcham. There is a lot of injury stoppages today, which is, of course, unfortunate for both sides. Burcham getting looked at by a trainer. Kyle Goodell also making his way out there. The home plate umpire, Wes Dunkel, calling for the trainer to come out. 4 runs have scored here in the top of the 6th inning as the Otters lead it by 5 on what is now a afternoon game on this Wednesday afternoon. Started at 10:45. We're 2 hours in, still in the 6th inning, and a lot of injury stoppages have caused the game to go a little bit longer than anticipated. Hopefully Burcham's okay, because even on both sides, you hate to see injuries, and we've seen a couple of them already with Gonzalez and Zenko both getting taken out early. Looks like Burcham will stay in. Might put in somebody to warm up in the bullpen as a bit of a precaution, but right now just people stretching out there. Mark Black will stand in with a runner at first and Robertson. 2 outs, 4 runs in. Here in the top of the 6th. First pitch called a strike. Mark Black so far is 0 for 2. Got hit by a pitch in the 4th. Ended up coming around to score. 0-1. There's a base hit into left field, and Mark Black joins the hit parade. He's got a single, and that will advance Robertson to second base. That is now 5 hits in the 6th inning for the Otters. Now we'll get somebody warming in the bullpen for Gateway. Eli Cartwright, the only lefty that's available out of the pen. So he's the man warming right now is Salvaggio, the 9th man to step up to the plate here for the Otters in the 6th inning. Takes a ball. Otters close to batting around. Sam Linscott led off the inning with a homer. He's on deck. Fly ball into shallow right field, and it's past the dive of Lee. It's going to get all the way into the warning track as Salvaggio into second base with a double. Another run comes in as Robertson scores. Great effort by Lee, but unfortunately got past him as Salvaggio drives in a run. And he's got a double. Puts runners on second and third. It's now 8-2 Otters as 5 runs have come in here in the 6th inning. Trainer's back out. Burcham might be the end of the line for him, and it might be due to an injury as well. Salvaggio, 10th double of the season, and his 38th run driven in. Burcham is going to get taken out of the game in what appears to be an injury, which is the 3rd guy taken out of the game for both sides due to injury. It's been a little bit of a rough one in terms of the injuries for both sides. Eli Cartwright will come into the game as we'll take a quick break on the Otters Digital Network. Back here in the top of the 6th inning, the Otters have scored 5 runs in the top of the 6th. As it's still going on here, Eli Cartwright is into the game as Jake Burcham has come out with an injury. His line is not quite finished yet, though. If somebody scores, Mark Black is at 3rd. TJ Salvaggio is at 2nd. With 2 outs as the top of the order is back up, the Otters have batted around here in the 6th. After Gateway batted around in the 4th inning, the Otters are in line for some revenge here. They didn't give up 9 runs, but Gateway has given up 5 here in the 6th. 8 runs on 10 hits. It's been a very good top of the 6th for the Otters. And the 6th inning has been very well for the Otters. It's been the inning in which they've scored the most. 54 runs have been scored in the 6th inning from Evansville. And that is now up to 59 after 5 more come in here. And possibly more. Linscott led off the inning with a solo homer. Just got over the right field wall. Pretty much the deepest part of the short porch. Cartwright has a 2.7 ERA in 10 innings. He hasn't pitched too much. His pro debut was actually against the Otters. He threw 2 scoreless, got his first pro strikeout against Evansville. Pitched well. He's been pitching well all season. Hasn't had too many chances to pitch. The walks have been an issue for him. 19 of them compared to 15 strikeouts. He's walked multiple guys in 3 of his last 5 outings, including his last outing on the 4th of July. He threw an inning, walked 3, gave up a run. The trainer came out for Burcham. They decided to keep him in, and then the double given up to TJ Salvaggio puts the trainer back out, and they take him out of the game with injury. So the 6th arm now used by Gateway today is there's only 3 guys left. Matt Hickey, Andrew Ronnie, and Julio Ortiz, the last 3 guys. First pitch to Linscott is high and away for ball 1. Now Linscott, 2 for 2, has doubled and homered. Also got hit by a pitch and walked. He's reached 4 times. He's scored 3. Doing a fantastic job at the top of the order for the Otters. 1-0 is called a strike. First season with Gateway after spending his 2026 collegiate campaign at the University of Missouri at St. Louis. 3 ERA in 72 innings there. He's the Great Lakes Valley Conference Pitcher of the Year and a first-team selection as well. 2-1 here to Linscott. Salvaggio's double scored Blake Robertson and advanced Mark Black to 3rd. That one's going to get way past Jones. No advance at 3rd. As Jones, great reaction time, was able to get there quickly and stop Mark Black from heading home. That one might have slipped away from Cartwright. Makes it 3-1. Walk loads the bases for Amani Jones. So since Dennis Pierce flew out to right field for the 2nd out, it's been single, double, homers, walk, single, double. All of those coming with 2 outs. The Otters' 2-out hitting continues to shine, as that will miss for ball 4. Walk number 10 issued by Gateway pitching, as the Otters now have had 7 straight reach, including 5 hits and 2 walks. Bases loaded here with 2 outs for Amani Jones. Jones 0 for 4. Definitely due for a big knock here with 2 outs. First pitch from Cartwright. A little low, and it's ball 1. Oh, thunder roaring. Rain's been off and on all day today. Right now it's off. Nothing doing right now in terms of water falling from the sky. 1-0 here from Cartwright. Called a strike. Outer half of the zone makes it 1-1. Cartwright with Missouri St. Louis. Best ERA in the conference. Led the conference in strikeouts as well. 2nd in opposing batting average, as that one just misses. Makes it 2-1. Finished with an 8-3 record. 53 walks compared to 101 strikeouts. 2-1. Little low in the turf. It's 3-1. Nowhere to put him. Walk brings in a 6th run in the inning. It would make it 9-2. Also would be walk number 11 issued by Gateway pitching. 3-1 from Cartwright. And that's ball 4. So Cartwright walks in a run as everybody advances a station. Coming in to score is Mark Black, and it is 9-2 Otters. It's been a weird series. It's just been a series that's been 2 really big innings have kind of been the story for both games. Dennis Pierce was the recipient of out number 2, and we have not seen out number 3, and he's back up again. As 8 straight Otters have reached with 2 outs. 1-0. That is outside for ball 2. Not too much in terms of bullpen depth anymore. This is pitcher number 6 used, as it's a little bit of an impromptu bullpen game that turns into most of the bullpen being used today. And it's still the 6th inning. That one will get past Otto Jones. The lucky bounce, though, gets it right back to him. No advance from Salvaggio at third. Salvaggio at third with Linscott at second, Jones at first. 9-2 here in the 6th inning. Three and 0. Cartwright at risk of walking in another run. 3-0. Cartwright kicks and deals. And that is ball 4. So Cartwright comes in and walks in 2 runs. As it is now 10-2 Otters, and they've scored 7 here in the 6th inning. Well, an Otters team that's already insanely good at offense with 2 outs is just putting their stats above and beyond here in the 6th inning. 6 runs out of the 7 here in the 6th inning have come with 2 outs. The only one that wasn't was the leadoff homer by Linscott. Thunder still roaring in the distance. The Otters have turned things into a blowout here in the 6th inning. Logan Brown singled in the 6th, and everybody has reached since then. Hitter number 13 to reach the plate in the 6th. First pitch called a strike. The Otters have never had 13 batters reach the plate in an inning this season. Little outside, and it's 1-1. Twelve walks issued by Gateway pitching today, and there's somebody else warming in the bullpen. That'll miss, and it's 2-1. One of 3 guys warming in the bullpen. That's all they have left. Andrew Ronnie in the bullpen. That'll miss, and it's 3-1. Now, this is already now the most walks the Otters have had in a game offensively this season. Season high before that was 11. And now it is 13, as that will miss. And 4 straight walks bring in 3 runs. 8 overall in the inning. As locating has not been the strong suit today for Gateway pitching. They walked 11 times on June 28th against Florence, up to 13, and it's still the 6th inning as the first pitch is called a strike to J.J. Cruz. He is the 14th batter to step up to the plate in this 6th inning. As just like yesterday on the other side, it's been a bit of a nightmare inning for Gateway. There's a fly ball into deep right field, and Lee will make the catch at the wall for out number 3. Thought Cruz might have snuck it over the wall there, but it ends up being the third out. Either way, the Otters bring in 8 runs in the 6th inning, 7 of them with 2 outs, and it is a blowout now, 11-2, as we head to the bottom half of the 6th on the Otters Digital Network. Sixth innings brought to you by United Fidelity Bank, the experience you need and the service you deserve since 1914. Nolan Thebe waited a long time in the dugout, but he's back out there for another inning. Went from a very high leverage appearance to probably the lowest leverage that Thebe will be in this season. Now pitching with a 9-run lead after 8 runs in the 6th inning. I think at this point, Thebe might just be in there to get in some long relief, possibly just get a few innings under his belt, save the bullpen for tomorrow. As Evansville is in a very comfortable position now, up 11-2. Inside, it's 1-2. It's Alvarez leading off with Orff and Thomas behind him. 13 walks issued by Gateway, pitching 5 of them in the 6th. That's up the middle and a base hit for Alvarez to lead off the bottom of the 6th inning. Alvarez now 2 for 3 today. After a 3-hit game yesterday, he's hitting the ball well against the Otters. Brennan Orff 0 for 2 today. Liner to Gonzalez when he was at third. Struck out looking as the first pitch is called a strike. 11 runs on 10 hits. No errors for Evansville. 2 runs on 6 hits, 2 errors for Gateway. Outside, it's 1-1. It's been a very wild game today. I think that's what happens when you start a game at 10:45. A little outside, and it's 2-1. Gateway scored both of their runs in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Otters have 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, and 8 in the 6th. Which, by the way, the 8 runs they put up in the 6th inning is the most runs they've scored in an inning this season. So, after a couple of negative season highs yesterday, a positive one today, as the Otters are looking good offensively, with some help from Grizzlies pitching. 3-2 against Orff after he fouls one back to the netting. The 3-2. Swung on and missed strike 3 as Thebe gets his second strikeout of the day. Out number 1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. One out. That'll bring up Dale Thomas, off to an 0-for-2 start after his 4-hit day yesterday. Runner on first, one out. Grounder over to third. Cruz will bobble it, recover, throw to first in time. Nice recovery from J.J. Cruz at third base. To get out number 2 is advancing to second is Jose Alvarez. Well, J.J. Cruz doesn't really play third all too often. Marcos Gonzalez has really been taking over that position. He's only started in 4 games at third base this season. 7 at second, 7 in left, 2 in right, and 3 as the DH. So good plug-and-play player J.J. Cruz is. And also he's been hitting the ball pretty well as of recent. First pitch called a ball to Bryson Horn. 1 for 2 today. Singled in the second inning. Lined out to LG in right field in the 4th. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. Maybe trying to get a scoreless frame here. See if Cartwright is going to come back out there just to save bullpen depth. Because their Gateway really doesn't have too many of it right now. 6 pitchers have already been used. Check swing, grounder over to third. Cruz throw on to first in time, and a scoreless bottom of the 6th for Nolan Thebe. Gives up the leadoff single, but ends up getting the next 3 gone as we'll hit the 7th, 11-2 Evansville on the Otters Digital Network. The 7th pitcher coming into today's game for Gateway, Andrew Ronnie, is here. So only 2 guys remain in the bullpen, Matt Hickey, Julio Ortiz. As Andrew Ronnie has a 7.23 ERA in 18 2/3 innings. Pitched on Sunday against Quebec, gave up 2 earned the loss actually in that 9-8 defeat against the Capitals. Pretty sure Gateway has a position player warming up in the bullpen. Let's see who that is. That's Davey Morgan warming up. So, might see a good old position player pitch as it swung on and missed for strike 2. Maybe Ronnie will get a couple innings out of this here. See how he does as LG will call his hitters timeout. Castillo has a 3-run homer in his last at bat. High and inside. Makes it 1-2. I don't remember the last time the Otters faced off against a position player this season. Does not happen all too often. Grounder over to second base as Dale Thomas will throw to first in time for out number 1. Andrew Ronnie, 23 years old. He's from Athens, Tennessee. Athens, a little bit northeast of Chattanooga. He was with East Tennessee State for all of his collegiate career, including last season, in which he had a 2.67 ERA in 27 innings. East Tennessee State is in Johnson City, Tennessee, very east. So far east, it's closer to Asheville than it is to Knoxville. For everybody who knows their Tennessee geography. 0-1 is fouled away, makes it 0-2. Ronnie's pitched one game against the Otters. He threw a scoreless inning with 2 strikeouts back on May 27th. First professional season signed back in February. High fly ball into center field. Going back is Brannon. He's near the base of the track to make the catch for out number 2. .369 feet on the fly out to center. That'll bring up Mark Black. Might see Andrew Ronnie get the 8th here if he's able to get out of this 1-2-3. The Otters did have 7, 8, 9, 10 straight reach with 2 outs last inning. So you never really know what's going to happen in any given inning if you are the Otters offense. 1-0, check swing over to first. He did go around, and it's 1-1. Eight runs in the 6th inning. It's led to a 9-run lead. Called a strike, and it's 1-2. The largest margin of victory has been 16 for the Otters, and we're not really close to that so far. It needs 7 more runs, but a 9 is good too. 9 is very good. 1-2. A little high on the fastball. 94 makes it 2-2. Ronnie coming out of the bullpen during his collegiate career as well. Another one low on the fastball. It's 3-2. Gateway's already walked 13 Otters today. (3-2). Little low and away for ball 4. Walk number 14 for Gateway pitching as Mark Black joins the walk parade. It doesn't really hit the same as the hit parade. With that walk, though, everybody in the starting lineup has a walk. First pitch called a strike to Salvaggio. J.J. Cruz doesn't have a walk, but he was not a starter. Marcos Gonzalez had 2 before he came out of the game. Fly ball into deep right center field. Under it is Brannon. He'll make the running catch for out number 3. So scoreless 7th for Andrew Ronnie. Time to stretch. 11-2 here on the Otters Digital Network. Seventh inning brought to you by Jacob's Pub. Jacob's Pub is proud to support the Evansville Otters in the Jacobsville neighborhood. Be sure to check out First Fridays at 607 North Main Street in Evansville, Indiana. Nolan Thebe is out for inning number 3 of work as he has been pitching great out of the pen. Grizzlies have not scored since the 3rd inning, as it'll be Lee, Sanford, and Jones to lead off the bottom of the 7th. For Thebe, the most innings he's pitched in a game is 3. That was 3 scoreless back on May 17th against Florence. If he gets through this inning, it'll be 2 2/3, which not the career high yet, but if he gets through it pretty swiftly, he might come back out for the 8th. First pitch called a strike to Lee. Lee is 0 for 2, grounded into a double play, and then grounded out to shortstop in his 2 at-bats. This has been a polar opposite game compared to yesterday, where a 9-run 4th inning brought the Grizzlies to a blowout win, and now an 8-run 6th inning here for the Otters, leading them to hopefully a blowout victory, as that one is down the first base line foul. 1-2 to Lee. Let's see if Ronnie gets to the top of the 8th or if they're just going to throw Davey Morgan out for 2 innings. Might be the move for him, especially if they want to get some more depth for tomorrow. We'll definitely see Matt Hickey and Julio Ortiz tomorrow as the only guys that so far have not pitched today that are actually pitchers. Two-two. Just misses outside, and it's a full count. Lee after a 2 for 3 yesterday, now 0 for 2. Looking to reach for the first time today. 2 hours, 35 minutes into this one. So that one is fouled back. Sorry, 3 hours. 3 hours? No, 2 hours, 35. I don't know. Math is hard, especially in the morning. Another 3-2 from Thebe. Is called strike 3. Freezes Lee on the fastball, and that's out number 1. 3rd K for Thebe today. It's out number 1 to lead off the bottom of the 7th. Otters up 11-2. They've walked 14 times today. Mitchell Sanford doubled in the 3rd, came around to score. Struck out looking against Zentko. That was the last batter before Zentko came out with that injury. Swing and a miss, it's 0-1. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, it's 0-2. Nobody warming in the bullpen for the Otters. I think they're just going to let Nolan Thebe go and go and go until he can no longer go anymore. It's been working. It's definitely been working. A little bit of a semi-bullpen game for the Otters today after Peshke had a bit of a shorter outing. But didn't pitch bad. They only gave up 2 runs in 3 innings. And they didn't go full 5, so Zentko is actually in line for the victory. 1-2 from Thebe. Swung on and missed, strike 3. 4 strikeouts for Thebe as back-to-back gets the first 2 outs in the 7th. This was already his 9th outing with 3 strikeouts, 3+ strikeouts. Now he's got 4. Now we're heading into season high territory. He's gotten 4 Ks in only 1 other game. Fly ball into right field. That's going to veer away foul. And it's 0-1 to Otto Jones. The 4 Ks he had was on June 2nd against Mississippi. That was in 2 2/3. So a very similar stat line today compared to that game against the Mud Monsters. Strikeout number 5, though, would be his season high in an outing this season. That will miss just outside, and it's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Check swing, no go as it misses. Over to first. Did not go, makes it 2-1. With all of the walks given up by Gateway pitching, nobody has more than 2. It's been very spread out, the plate discipline. High fly ball into right field. Going back is Castillo, and that one is gone. Solo homer for Otto Jones. As Otto Jones hits his 3rd homer of the year, he's driven in his 10th run. And it is 11-3 here in the bottom of the 7th. Opposite field homer, 326 on the distance. Taking full advantage of that short porch as it is 11-3. First run scored by Gateway since the 3rd inning. Otters still up 8. Only the 2nd homer given up by Thebe this season. The only other homer that Thebe's given up was on June 9th against Lake Erie. That's when he gave up 3 earned runs, which is also his season high. 1-0 to Brandon. Ripped down the line, but foul. Makes it 1-1 as the ball gets all the way into shallow right field. Amani Jones is there to pick it up. LG Castillo throwing that one into the crowd of fans out in right field. Some of the summer camps still here. Some have already left. Crowd's looking a little bit less filled. Fowler into the dugout of Gateway, and it's 1-2. Brandon 1 for 2, singled in the 3rd, came around to score, and then struck out swinging in the 5th inning. It was the first of 4 Thebe strikeouts. The 1-2. Thebe kicks in, fires. Grounder up the middle. That's into center field for a base hit as Brandon has his 2nd hit of the day. He's on first with 2 outs for Sawyer Smith back at the top of the lineup. Sawyer Smith 0 for 3. Did drive in a run on a grounder in the 3rd inning. Brandon does already have a stolen base today. Is back in the 3rd inning now, 10 for 11. Went on the first pitch, doesn't go here as that one is a little inside for ball 1. Brandon covered over at first by Dennis Pierce. 1-0 pitch. A little low for ball 2. I think Davey Morgan's over in the bullpen for Gateway, just waiting to come in. Has not hit at all. He was supposed to get the day off, but now he's going to be pitching. Called a strike. It's 2-1. So Jones with the solo homer makes it 11-3 Evansville. 8th hit was the single by Brandon. 2-1. Swing and a miss. It's 2-2. 6 strikeouts for Otters pitching, 4 of them from Thebe. 2-2. Fly ball into center field. That'll drop in for a base hit. Heading first to third is Brannon, and 3 straight hits. Homer and 2 singles. Now runners at the corners with 2 outs. As Gateway is putting together some good 2-out hitting. That'll bring up Jose Alvarez, who already has 2 hits on the day. Let's see, get that last out and keep things at a blowout. 11-3. Looks like we will have somebody warming, though, in the bullpen for Evansville. Immediately, a lot of guys getting up and moving around. Let's take a look at who is going to be warming in the bullpen. Joe Morrissey. Morrissey might be the next guy to pitch here. Jose Alvarez. Runners at the corners, 2 outs. Alvarez has been hitting the ball well this series against the Otters. First pitch, runner goes, as it's a grounder down the third base line, foul. Nate Wolgamuth is helping with making sure the bullpen guys don't get hit with a foul ball. He's able to scoop that one up. 0-1 here to Alvarez. And the turf good block from Mark Black. Brandon has good speed at third. Saw him come home on a very hot grounder over to first. And Sawyer Smith leads the team in steals. He's 22 of 24. 1-1 from Thebe. Runner goes, grounder over to third, scooped up by J.J. Cruz. His throw to first is in time for out number 3. Good play for J.J. over at third to stop the run from coming in, but Otto Jones hits an opposite field homer. Otters still up 8 as we head to the 8th on the Otters Digital Network. Eighth inning brought to you by McMahon Exterminating. Remember, who can help with all of your pest control needs? McMahon can. New pitcher into the game. Not a pitcher, though. It's Davey Morgan, position player, coming in to pitch for Gateway to save some arms. They've already used 7 of them. I've run out of room on my scorebook. Grounder down the third base line. Nice sliding grab from Wolgamuth in foul ground. Playing some stellar defense, trying to protect the bullpen out there. Oh, Ephus pitch. That didn't even register on track, man. It was so slow. 1-2. There's another one. 45 miles per hour. 2-2 to Linscott. That one's inside. It's ball 3. This is the second time we've seen a position player pitch for Gateway against the Otters. The first one was Tate Wargo back on May 19th. He threw a scoreless inning. Grounder, deep short, jump throw from Smith, but it's not in time as Linscott will reach on the infield single. So Linscott reaches for the 6th time today. Linscott's having himself a career day against Gateway today. First pitch to Amani Jones is called a strike. Linscott is 3 for 3, has walked twice and hit by a pitch. Fly ball into center field. Brandon's under it. He'll make the catch for out number 1. So Morgan gets out number 1 here in the top of the 8th inning. That'll bring up Dennis Pierce. Runner on first and 1 out. Most likely going to get Morrissey for the 8th and the 9th. Grounder over to third. It's off the glove of Bryson Horn. It's going to get in the shallow left field, and everybody will reach. Another infield single, this time for Dennis Pierce. 2 on with 1 out for Logan Brown. 11 runs now on 12 hits for the Otters. Logan Brown, first pitch. Fouled away. That's going to get way out of here. 0-1. Davey Morgan last season with Lake Erie had 1 pitching appearance. As that one gets past Jones, both runners will advance to second and third. Last year, June 22nd against Brockton, he threw a third of an inning. It was scoreless. High fly ball into right field. Darrell Lee is under it, and he will make the catch. No tag at third from Linscott, as that's out number 2. Morgan looking for a scoreless frame here. J.J. Cruz, he's got himself a double, 1 for 2. Doubled in the 6th, came around to score. As a fly out to right field in the 6th as well. Both of his at-bats have come in the 6th inning. First pitch misses a little high. Saw a couple epheses to Linscott, but otherwise, haven't really seen anything since. Good scoop from Jones, makes it 2-0 as that one was in the turf. Two-0. A little high, it's ball 3. 14 walks issued by Gateway pitching. There's a strike. Makes it 3-1. Gonzalez came out of the game precautionary with an injury. He did end up running over to first after the walk, but ended up getting taken out of the game as that's ball 4, and J.J. Cruz walks for the first time. So now everybody who has played on the offensive side for the Otters has a walk. Cruz was the last one. He's the only guy that isn't a starter. That's into left center field, and it's going to get past the dive of Brandon. It's going to get all the way to the wall. All 3 runs will come in to score as LG Castillo has a triple. A bases clearing triple, and LG has driven in 6 runs, the most by an Otter in a game this season. (14-3). LG has a homer and a triple. That's only the 2nd triple by an Otter this season. Grounder down the first baseline. Foul. Quickly 0-2 here against Blake Robertson. 3 runs have come in here in the top of the 8th. One swing of the bat. LG Castillo drives in 3 more, and he ups his RBI total to 34 after today from 28. Past season high in RBIs was 5. That was from Marcos Gonzalez back on June 28th against Florence. Ephus, it's fouled back right in front of us. 49 miles per hour. 1-2, another Ephus. There's a drive into deep right field, and Blake Robertson has hit a 2-run homer. Probably the slowest pitch B-Rob will ever hit a homer off of. A homer nonetheless. Robertson is 4th of the year, and it is 15-3 here in the 8th. Five runs here in the 8th. First pitch misses high for ball 1. 5 runs driven in, all of them with 2 outs. Yet again, the 2-out hitting. 14 of 16 runs scored by the Otters have been with 2 outs. High fly ball into deep left center field. Brandon is there. He'll make the catch for out number 3. 5 more runs come in, and it is 16-3 as we head to the bottom of the 8th on the Otters Digital Network. Bottom 8th, new pitcher into the game. Pitching change brought to you yet again by The Answer Auto Repair East. Find all your battery needs at The Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or give them a call at 812-4759-K. Well, the Otters have now matched the scoring of Gateway yesterday. It's 16-3 as the polar opposite 2 games in this series continue. 5 runs came in the top of the 8th inning. Now in the bottom of the 8th, Morrissey into the game. Joe Morrissey had a 3.07 ERA in 14 2/3 innings. As after getting blown out in game 1, Otters are the ones doing the hitting and the run scoring here in game 2. First pitch called a strike to Brennan Orff. It's Orff, Thomas, Horn leading off in the bottom of the 8th. Otters need 6 outs and to not give up 13 runs. Seems like a pretty simple task. 0-2. Fouled away. Brennan Orff is 0 for 3. He's got 2 strikeouts and a liner over to Marcos Gonzalez when he was at third. Last outing for Joe Morrissey was on Friday against Joliet. Threw an inning and a third, gave up a earned run, 2 walks. That'll miss. It's 1-2 to Orff. 10 appearances, 6 of them have been scoreless so far, as he's been doing good in his first professional season. That'll miss low. It's 2-2. 15 walks for Gateway pitching. Still none for Otters pitching. That is lined into right field for a base hit, and Brennan Orff has his first hit of the day, leading off the bottom of the 8th with a single. So far in the walks department, 1 for Peyton, 2 for Levin, 2 for Rust, 3 for Sparks, 1 for Burcham, 4 for Cartwright, 1 for Ronnie, 1 for Morgan. We've seen 8 pitchers, and all of them have at least thrown 1 walk for Gateway. First pitch hits the zone for strike 1 against Dale Thomas, who's 0 for 3. Runner on first and Orff with nobody out in the bottom of the 8th inning. As the 0-1 from Morrissey is just a little outside for ball 1. 1-1 here to Thomas. 3 groundouts so far today. The 1-1. Another one. Slider misses outside for ball 2. Two one. High fly ball is going to go foul. Off to the right side. Foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. 2-2. Morrissey, 23 years old, from Morristown, New Jersey. He was at Millersville this season and last. His teammates with Amani Jones. 2-2. Fly ball into center field. Lynn Scott will let that one drop in front of him. And back-to-back singles for Dale Thomas and Brennan Orff lead off the bottom of the 8th for Gateway. A mound visit here for Mark Black and Morrissey, with Bryson Horn coming up to the dish. 16 runs, 14 hits, no errors for Evansville. On the other side, 3 runs on 11 hits. So a lot of hitting actually for Gateway. Just pitching has been really letting them down, especially with the walks. 2 errors as well for the Grizzlies. Bryson Horn is 1 for 4 today. Sorry, 1 for 3. Had a single, line out to right, and a ground out to third. First pitch will miss for ball 1. Morrissey had a 1.04 ERA and 52 innings with Millersville this season. Swing and a miss. Makes it 1-1. He became the first Millersville player to be recognized by the ABCA since 2000. And it was the first reliever for Millersville to receive the All-American from the D2 CCA in their program history. Line into center field, caught by Lynn Scott. Throw back to second is going to get away from Amani Jones, backed up by Dennis Pierce. That is out number 1 on the liner to center. Both gentlemen on base will remain at second and first. Darrell Lee will stand in, looking to get his first hit of the day. Darrell Lee 0 for 3, 2 grounders, 1 was a double play. Struck out looking to start the 7th. First pitch from Morrissey is called a strike. Millersville in 2025, he had a 5.4 ERA and 31 2/3. That Millersville team finished 44-10. Made it all the way to the NCAA Atlantic Regional in D2. Ended up losing against California, University of Pennsylvania, and Seton Hill, which is where Mark Black played. One is called a strike inside half of the zone. Somebody warming in the bullpen for Gateway. Not too sure who it is. They already threw a position player out there. That's Bryson Horn throwing. 1-2 is very inside, almost hits Lee. So Bryson Horn, after lining out to center, immediately go into the bullpen to pitch. Looks like he'll get the ninth. Throwing with some good speed out there. 2-2 from Morrissey. Swing and a miss, and Lee strikes out. First K for Morrissey, and that's out number 2 here in the bottom of the 8th. Oh, with this game being game number 51, when this game ends, we'll officially be halfway done with the season. Gateway finished their first half yesterday. That was their 51st game. This is number 52 for them, but this is 51 for Evansville. Fouled away. If this score holds, and it most likely will, the Otters will finish the first half at 32-19. 13 games over 500. A fantastic first half for the guys. 0-1 to Sanford. Called a strike on the breaking ball. Quickly 0-2. Back-to-back singles to lead off the inning, but now 2 outs and 2 strikes on Sanford. Morrissey looking to get out of this scoreless and most likely get the ninth. 0-2. There's a fly ball into right center field. That'll drop in for extra bases as 1 run will come in. Rounding third is Thomas. He will come in to score. 2-run double for Sanford. That's his second double of the day. And it's now 16-5. So Sanford, 2 hits, both of them doubles, is now driven in 2 runs. As it's now a 11-run lead for Evansville. As Otto Jones will step up. He also has 2 hits, 2 extra base hits too. Hit a double and a homer in his last 2 at-bats. He's 2 for 3. First pitch called a strike. For Otto Jones. Looking for his second 3-hit day. He went 3 for 3 with 2 homers and 4 RBIs on May 22nd against Lake Erie. Foul over to the Grizzlies dugout. It's 0-2. First at bat for Jones. He flew out to right field. Morrissey trying to get out of things here, keeping the big lead for Evansville. The 0-2. That'll get away from Mark Black. No advance at second, though, from Sanford. Makes it 1-2. Sanford, not too much of a stolen base threat. He's 8 for 9, but he's over at second base. Stealing third, a little bit rare in the Frontier League. 5 runs now on 12 hits. 2 errors for Gateway. 1-2, another one in the turf. Evens up the count at 2 apiece. We're officially just over 3 hours into this one. Started at 10:45. It's now 1:52 Central Standard Time. It's been a bit of a long one, but it's also been a great game for Evansville. Ball's going to get into play all the way over to Jones in the batter's box. The 2-2. Stays alive, fouls one back. Still remains at 2-2. Take a look at the other scores in the Frontier League. A bit of a low-scoring one between Sussex and Lake Erie. Lake Erie's dropped that series against Sussex as they lose Game 2, 3-1. New York scored 2 in the top of the 9th, and now they're 3 outs away from beating Down East as another one's fouled away. Schaumburg is up 11-8 on Windy City. That's a game that started 0-0 through 3 innings. And now 19 runs have come across. It's kind of like this game. Through 5 innings, it was 3-2, and now it's 16-5. Few late games going on tonight. Another 2-2 from Morrissey. High fly ball into right field. LG Castillo is under it. He will make the catch, and that's out number 3. 2 more runs, though, come in for Gateway. Otters still with a comfortable lead at 16-5, heading to the 9th on the Otters Digital Network. In this edition of Position Player Pitching, Bryson Horn has taken the mound. After Davey Morgan gave up 5 runs, Horn is coming in here to pitch for the first time this season. He'll face off against Salvaggio, Lynn Scott, and Amani Jones here in the 9th. This is pitcher number 9 for Gateway. Fights one off and bloops one into right field for a base hit. TJ Salvaggio has his second hit of the day. And he leads off the 9th with a single. Five players in the starting lineup now with multi-hit games. Only one of them, though, with 3, and that's Lynn Scott. Chance for a 4-hit day, though, as he comes up yet again. He's reached in all 6 of his at-bats. A double, a homer, a single. He's a triple away from the cycle. Didn't even realize that until now. 1-1 here to Lynn Scott. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. That was a breaking ball from Horn. Acting like he's been here before. Has not pitched yet this season. 1-2. Grounder to third. Snagged by Thomas. Throw to second for 1. On to first. It's a double play. So Bryson Horn induces the 5-4-3 DP, and he's the first guy to get Lynn Scott out today. Screw it, man. Let's put Bryson Horn as a bullpen arm. Throw him as the starter tomorrow. Why not? Monty Jones looking to get his first hit of the day. Grounder over to first. Bryson Horn. A 1-2-3 9th inning. Who needs Shohei Ohtani when you have Bryson Horn? We're heading to the bottom of the ninth, 16-5, Evansville on the Otters Digital Network. Pitcher number 14 for both sides. 9 for Gateway. Now 5 here for Evansville. Nate Woolgamuth is into the game to pitch the ninth against Gateway. 3 outs away from a series tying victory in game 2, and a long one at that. We've been here now 3 hours and 10 minutes. Nowhere near the longest we've seen this season, but honestly, surprised it's only been 3 hours, 10 minutes, considering the amount of hitting and the amount of walks we've seen today. Cole Brandon leads off, then Sawyer Smith and Jose Alvarez, the top 2 in the order, here in the bottom of the ninth. Gateway needs 11 to tie, 12 to win. They're in the bottom of the ninth. The first pitch is high for ball 1. Woolgamuth is in his second outing in his return to the Otters. Pitched on Friday against Joliet, 2/3 of an inning, 2 strikeouts. So a good debut in 2026 with Evansville. Was with the Otters last season, pitched in a few games before getting his contract purchased by the Astros. It was with Asheville this season before getting released on June 8th. Fly ball is going to get out of play, foul. Foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. 1-2 here to Brandon. Woolgamuth kicks and deals the 1-2. A little low. Makes it ball 2. Brandon is 2 for 3 so far today. 7th inning he singled. Also singled in the 3rd. Struck out swinging in the 5th. 2-2. Little outside. Ball 3. Well, the Otters are definitely going to have a little happy bus ride back to the hotel after looked like a pretty demoralizing loss yesterday. They're coming back and very happy victory today. As mentioned before, the Otters, so far in their past 3 series, have found a way to even the series up after losing the first game. And it's been a lot of 2-out hitting. 3-2 fly ball into deep center field. Going back is Lynn Scott, and he will make the catch at the base of the track for out number 1. Feel as though it's a little bit of a treat for everybody who's watching at 10:45 on a Wednesday that they get a good offensive performance from the guys. Took time out of your workday to watch the Otters play, and the Otters performed. They definitely did. 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 4th, 8 in the 6th, and 5 in the 8th. 16 runs have been put across here. Sawyer Smith takes strike 1. He is currently 1 for 4. 0-1. He'll get past Mark Black all the way to the Otters dugout. Nobody on those, so not really too much of a scare. 1-1. Is inside. 94 on the fastball, but it not able to be located quite well. 2-1 here. Wolgamuth from Owasso, Oklahoma, a little bit north of Tulsa. Grounder over to second base. Imani Jones on the backhand. Throw to first in time for out number 2. Otters 1 out away from winning game 2 of the series, as it'll be up to Jose Alvarez. Never mind. He's getting pinch hit for. Davey Morgan is the pinch hitter. Morgan came in at second base after pitching and moved Dale Thomas over to third in the last half. The top of the 9th, he was there on defense. First pitch. This is wide. It's 1-0 here. Morgan hitting at a 239. He went 0 for 3 yesterday. Did drive in 2 runs, though. He's currently 0 for his last 11. That one's grounded down the third base line foul. Makes it 1-1. One here from Wolgamuth. High chopper to short. Salvaggio, throw on to first, is in time, and the Otters win. Evansville, after getting blown out yesterday, blow out the Grizzlies here in game 2, 16-5, as they win their 32nd game of the season, and they finish half number 1 of 2026 at 32-19. We got 51 games left in the regular season. The Otters even the series up. A fantastic offensive performance that was backed up by a lot of walks on Gateway's side, 15 of them. The most walks the Otters have taken in a game this season, and it's not really close. The previous record was 11. They finished with 16 runs on 14 hits. No errors on the other side. 5 runs, 12 hits, 2 errors for Gateway. There's Sam Linscott, and he did a great job in the leadoff spot. He went 3 for 4 with 2 walks and a hit by pitch. He reached 6 times, ended up scoring 5 times, which is also a new season high by an Otter in a game. A lot of positive season highs on the day today. Have the rest of the afternoon to chill, relax before tomorrow. Another game, game 3. Otters will try to take the series at 6:30. Hopefully everybody enjoys their afternoon. For everybody here at Arsenal BG Ballpark, my name is Evan Patoka. 16-5, the final score, as the rubber match tomorrow at 6:30 back here in Sauget. We'll